The cost of an easy life. When I was young, I believed life was simple. My father had money, so I never worried. I didn't study much. I didn't work. I had everything I wanted. If I saw something nice, I asked my father, and he bought it for me. My friends often told me to plan for the future, but I laughed. Why should I work? Why should I worry? I thought. My father had money, and that was enough. Every morning I woke up late. I had breakfast in bed. I watched television for hours. Sometimes I went out with friends. We ate at the best restaurants. We wore expensive clothes. We drove fast cars. Life was easy and fun. I thought it would always be like this. I never thought about money. I never thought about work. When I wanted to travel, I traveled. When I wanted new shoes, I bought them. When I wanted a new phone, I got the best one. My father paid for everything. I never thought about how hard he worked. I didn't ask him about his business. I only enjoyed my life. I only thought about today. I never thought about tomorrow. One day, my father called me. He looked serious. "Sit down," he said. I smiled and said, "Yes, Father." But his face didn't change. He wasn't happy. He wasn't joking. I felt a little nervous, but I didn't know why. My father was always kind. He never said no to me. But that day, something was different. He took a deep breath and looked at me. "You are not a child anymore," he said. "You must think about your future." I laughed. "Father, I have everything I need." He shook his head. "No, my son. You have everything because I work hard. But life is not always easy. One day, things may change." I didn't understand. I thought he was worrying for no reason. "Don't worry, Father. Nothing will change." He didn't smile. He looked at me for a long time and then said, "We will see." I didn't know what he meant. I thought he was just in a bad mood. I stood up and left the room. I didn't think about his words. I went out with my friends. I laughed. I spent money. I didn't know that my life was about to change. The next morning, I woke up late as usual. I stretched and picked up my phone. There were many messages from my friends. They wanted to go out. I smiled and got ready. I wore my best clothes, sprayed expensive perfume, and walked downstairs. But when I reached the living room, I saw my father. He was waiting for me. His face was serious. "Sit down," he said. I sighed and sat. "Father, I have plans." He didn't care. He looked straight at me. "You are not a boy anymore. You must learn about life." I rolled my eyes. "Father, I know about life." He shook his head. "No, you do not." Then he said something strange. "Come with me." I followed him outside. He walked to his car. I didn't know where we were going. He didn't say a word. I sat next to him, confused. He started driving. The city looked different that morning. I saw people walking fast. I saw workers cleaning the streets. I saw men selling food on the side of the road. I had never looked at these things before. That day, I noticed. After some time, my father stopped the car. We were in a part of the city I had never visited. The buildings were old, the streets were not clean, people looked tired. My father pointed at a man selling fruit. "Look at him," he said. "He wakes up at dawn. He works all day. He doesn't rest. He doesn't complain. He works to feed his family." I didn't say anything. Then my father showed me a small shop. Inside, an old woman was sewing clothes. "She has been working for 40 years, he said. "She doesn't have much money, but she works hard every day." I looked at the woman. She was tired, but she didn't stop. She kept working. I had never seen people like this before. I had never thought about them. My father turned to me. "You see now? Life is not easy for everyone. Some people work hard every day. But you, my son, have never worked a single day." I felt strange. I wanted to say something, but I didn't know what to say. I looked away. For the first time in my life, I felt small. I felt different. Something inside me had changed. We got back into the car. My father didn't speak. He just drove. I sat quietly, thinking. The images of the man selling fruit and the woman sewing clothes stayed in my mind. I had never thought about people like them. I had never thought about work. My life was easy, but now I felt different. I didn't know why. After some time, my father stopped the car again. This time, we were in front of a large building. It was his office. I had been there before, but I never stayed long. I only visited when I needed money. "Come," he said. I followed him inside. The office was busy. People were walking fast. Phones were ringing. Papers were everywhere. My father took me to his office. He sat down and looked at me. "Do you know what I do every day?" he asked. I shrugged. "You work." He nodded. "Yes, but do you know how hard I work?" I stayed quiet. He continued. "I wake up early. I make big decisions. I solve problems. I take care of this company. And I do all of this for you." I looked around the office. I saw tired workers. Some were writing reports. Some were making calls. Some looked stressed. I had never thought about these things before. I only saw the money my father gave me. I never saw how he earned it. I felt something strange inside me. It was guilt. Then my father handed me a small notebook. "From tomorrow you will work here," he said. I laughed. "Me? Work?" He didn't laugh. "Yes, you will start from the bottom. You will learn." I was shocked. "But I don't need to work." My father shook his head. "You do, because one day I will not be here, and then what will you do?" I didn't know what to say. I had never thought about life without my father. I had never thought about the future. I had only thought about my own comfort. But now I had no choice. My father had decided. Tomorrow my life would change. Tomorrow I would start working for the first time in my life. The next morning I woke up early. It felt strange. I was used to sleeping late, but now I had to work. I got dressed and went downstairs. My father was waiting for me. He gave me a small bag. "Your lunch," he said. I looked at him in surprise. "Lunch? Can't I eat at a restaurant?" He shook his head. Workers bring their own lunch, and today you are a worker. We left the house and drove to his office. When we arrived, he didn't take me to his big office. Instead, he took me to a small room. There were many desks. People were working on computers. A man came to us. He was wearing glasses and looked serious. "This is Mr. William," my father said. "You will work under him." Then he left. Mr. William looked at me. "Come with me." He walked fast. I followed him. He gave me a chair and a small desk. "You will check these papers," he said. He put a big stack of papers in front of me. "Look at the numbers. Find mistakes. Mark them." I stared at the papers. "All of them?" Mr. William nodded. "Yes, and work fast." I sat down and started. At first, it seemed easy, but after an hour, my head hurt. The numbers looked the same. My eyes felt tired. I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. Everyone around me was working. Nobody was resting. Nobody was talking. It was not like my old life. This was different. This was work. By lunchtime, I was exhausted. I opened my lunch bag. It was simple food. No fancy dishes. No expensive drinks. I ate quietly. I watched the other workers. They ate quickly, then went back to work. No long breaks, no fun conversations, just work. I missed my old life. I missed my freedom. But I also felt something new. I felt respect. These people worked hard every day, and now I was one of them. The afternoon was even harder. My back hurt from sitting. My hands were tired from writing. I wanted to stop. I wanted to go home, but I couldn't. Mr. William came to my desk. He checked my work. He found mistakes. "Do it again," he said. I sighed. I wanted to argue, but I didn't. I just nodded and started again. When the day finally ended, I felt different. I was tired, but something inside me had changed. For the first time, I understood how hard people worked. For the first time, I understood that money did not come easily. As I walked out of the office, I saw my father waiting for me. He didn't ask me how my day was. He only smiled. And for the first time in my life, I smiled back. Not because life was easy, but because I had earned that smile.
Life lessons from this story. Appreciate what you have, but understand how it is earned. Work builds character. Comfort is sweet, but growth happens through struggle. Respect others. Behind every easy life is someone who worked hard. Be responsible. Someday you must stand on your own. Real pride comes from effort, not from gifts. To everyone learning English, let this story teach you more than vocabulary. Let it teach you values. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember, the easy life is not always the best life.